everybody's doing okay out there with the quarantine. We're going to be tackling my blushes today. There's quite a few. I think my blushes are probably the biggest out of like single items that I have. Actually, no. I think EYESHADOW Palettes may take the cake on that, but we'll have to see. Some of you were curious over on Instagram what candle I'm burning. I'm going to get my fingers in here, but it is the, I say shade, wow, you can tell I'm focused on makeup. It is the scent Flannel by Bath and Body Works. Absolutely love this. I am trying to project pan most things in my house, and that's including my candles, because I'm a bit of a hoarder when it comes to my candles. But that's for another topic, another day. We can get into that another time, but I'm going to go ahead and do my blushes. I have quite a few. I know there's several that I want to declutter, but maybe not too many. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and get into it, and yeah, enjoy. So, first off the bat, we'll go ahead and start with this one because this is my favorite. So this is the Too Faced Papa Don't Peach blush. Excuse me. This is an absolutely gorgeous blush. It's definitely a lighter, shimmery, kind of light peach shade, and it's very, I guess, nice to wear on an everyday basis. I can't ever go overboard with this blush. It is just one of my favorite formulas, and it smells delicious like peaches. So I will be keeping that one for sure. We'll go ahead and do two of my Nars blushes. The only two that I have. I did have more, but these were the only two that I actually liked. This is the shade Orgasm, which is a cult favorite. Everybody raves about Orgasm. And this one is, I think, Deep Throat. Am I right? Yep, Deep Throat. So this one's Deep Throat. Both of these are really pretty. This one, Orgasm, is definitely more of a coral with kind of a gold shift to it, and then Deep Throat is a more of a lighter with just a tinge of shimmer. It also, I think I would also say it has a gold reflect, but it's just more minute and just a lighter color. But both of them work really well. I do love the formula. It's absolutely beautiful to work with. So we'll be keeping both of those. Let's do one I can declutter. I've been thinking about this one for a while. I actually just got this in a BoxyCharm. This is by Ciaté London, and it is the Marble Lights blush in the shade Burnt. There's a lot of controversy around this blush. So their blushes are made in the UK, but I think this one, for some reason, they outsourced to China, and the formula is actually different. Not that I really noticed, but the main thing why I think I want to get rid of it is the color. It's just she's very deep. And even blending her out, it's too pink for me. I just don't get on with her. So I will be passing her on. Clothing? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Okay, well, speaking of Nars Orgasm, this one is by The Balm. It's in the shade Hot Mama. This one is, I guess, the drugstore dupe for Nars Orgasm. They're very, very similar. That same kind of peachy pink with that gold reflect. I love this formula as well. Very easily blendable. Is that right? Yeah. Easy to blend, I guess I should say. If you're looking for a drugstore dupe for the Nars Orgasm, Hot Mama blush by The Balm is the way to go. So I will definitely be keeping her. The Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. This is a absolute like cult classic status favorite for a lot of people. Great drugstore blush. It is, of course, on the lighter peachier pink side. Definitely more on that orangey kind of peach. But she's just so pretty and such a nice sheen. So in the summertime, she is gorgeous. Highly, highly recommend that. And it's just such an easy formula to work with. And it just looks so like naturally pretty on the skin. Let's see. Moving on up. Okay. So this is, we'll go ahead and just do both of these. I have two liquid blushes. This one is by the brand, I guess it's Alouette. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, but this is a face paint. It's for lip and cheeks, and it's in the shade Blooming Berry. I don't want to get her out of the tube because she's very like dark, and I tend to go overboard when I've used her. No matter how little I do use, it's almost a little too difficult to blend out. She's kind of more like a thicker consistency, and I just don't get on with her, and the shade is also too dark for me. I've tried to use the littlest bit, but I still just go overboard and it ends up looking like a clown. So I'll be getting rid of her. This one, though, I will not be getting rid of. This is the L'Oreal Invisible Lift Blur Blush, and this is in the shade 502 Soft Pink. I will not be getting rid of this because I wore this on my wedding day. It's very sentimental to me. what kind of language was that? Sentimental to me. And so yeah, she, however, it's definitely a brighter pink, but she's one of those that blends out really pretty. So that looks like a lot, right? But it just blends out so nice and effortless and just kind of gives that light flush to the cheek. So I for sure will be keeping hers, and she's the only liquid blush that, I guess, you know, cream gel blush, whatever you want to call it. Just kind of a moussey texture actually, but I'll be keeping her because it's very sentimental. Sorry about the phone ding. And go ahead and get rid of this one. This is a L'Oreal True Match blush in the shade N12 Peach, I believe. Precious Peach. She's, again, great for a drugstore alternative. It's almost just too light for my skin tone, and it kind of just blends away into nothing. You can barely see it there. So yeah, I think some of the lighter skin tone, this would be beautiful. But for me, it's just a little too light to work for me on an everyday basis, so I'll be going ahead and giving her away. Okay, so I have 3 Becca blushes here. I have the shade Flower Child, which is probably my favorite out of these 3 that I have. It's the lightest one. And again, it's kind of got that sheen in it. It's a really pretty everyday blush. I love the formula of the Becca blushes. They're great. I'll be keeping her. The other 2 that I have are, this one is Camilla, and this one is Snapdragon. So Camilla and Snapdragon. Snapdragon is definitely a bright, fiery, pinky orange. I don't really have anything like this in my collection, so I will be keeping her. However, Camilla is almost too, it's kind of like a Barbie bubblegum pink, and I'm just not into that shade particularly. I love the sheen on it, and I love the way that it looks on the skin. It looks very smooth, but just the color is just a little too pink for me, so I'll be decluttering her. I can't believe I'm saying that, but oh, that's hard. That is difficult. These are my Too Faced Love Flushed Blushes. That is difficult to say, but this one is in the shade I Will Always Love You. This is in Baby Love. This blush, I had one in the shade Love Hangover, and that was actually my very first high-end blush. I had completely used her up and hit pan, but these 2 are, again, that kind of orangey, more on the bright side. I love this color. Stunning in the summertime. And then Baby Love is definitely more of a muted, great for the fall to winter time, but then again, an everyday blush. So both of these work well. And the staying power on these last forever throughout the day. So I love these to pieces. Won't be partying with those. I've got 2 blushes from Tarte. I feel like I had, nope, I have 3. Nope, I forgot that little mini in my drawer there. I'm looking down at them. I have 3 blushes from Tarte. I will not be getting rid of any of these. This is a limited edition from the Fairy Flush collection. This is in the shade Fairy, yeah, Fairy Flush. This is super light. So as opposed to this one looks darker, but for some reason on the skin, this one comes off darker. And it's also matte. I don't really have a lot of matte blushes in my collection. So I do like her as a good alternative, but for an everyday blush, she really just works beautiful on my skin tone. And I do have a neutral undertone, so it just works really, really well. And it's limited edition, and the packaging, come on now. Come on, right? Okay, I'm that hoe, by the way. I'm the one that keeps stuff for the packaging. Oh, okay, so these are 2 mini. This one is in the shade Feisty, and this one's in the shade Party. Again, both of these are matte. I don't own very many matte, but these both work beautiful on my skin tone. This is more of a terracotta kind of rusty color, and this one is lighter. It's a little bit deeper though than Fairy Flush. These are minis. I do prefer mini blushes when I can get them because I know it takes forever to work through a blush, right? So if I can get something in a mini, I know that I can work through it and the product won't go as bad as fast. Although powder products can last forever past like the date on the back. And if you look, little lesson here, on the back there's a little jar. There should be on every makeup product a little jar, and it tells you what the shelf life is. So for this blush in particular, it lasts 12 months, right? I've had this blush over 12 months, and it doesn't smell bad. The formula still is beautiful, creamy, blendable. So powder products last a long time, but it's mini, and I'll be keeping these. We'll just go through my smaller blushes since I'm just thinking about them. These 2 by Buxom. Okay, these are the primer infused blushes, and these are, it's part of the Wanderlust collection. This one is in the shade Seychelles. This one is in the shade Dolly Seychelles. I use this almost on the daily. It is a perfect kind of nude blush. I don't really want that light's kind of getting in the way. If that's too deep. Sorry, too bright for you guys. I don't want to say too deep. But it's more of a just light, again, sort of natural, sheeny blush. Really, really pretty. I'll be keeping her for sure. Again, the staying power on these is kind of like the Too Faced blushes. They last forever and a day. The shade Dolly is just a little bit deeper. This is not so deep that I can't blend it out and work it with my skin. So it's just, I prefer this one in the winter time or fall time. It's a great kind of berry tone with just a slight little bit more of kind of a reddish undertone in there. So it just really works well in the colder months, I think, for the looks you want to go for. I'm wondering if that light, I just feel, don't want it to like blind. You guys can't really see the colors, but well, I'll just go and grab these two. So I recently got this one in a BoxyCharm. It's an Elizabeth Mott blush. I don't really have anything from Elizabeth Mott. I've never really gone out and purchased anything from her, so this is the first thing I've ever tried of hers. I've heard of her before. I just haven't ever tried anything though. But this is the Show Me Your Cheeks blush in the shade Peachy Pink. And this the same kind of feel as the NARS Orgasm and the Hot Mama blush by the Balm. I'm going to try to test these out to go up against each other. Actually, you know what? Let me just do that right now because I'm curious. And I could make a whole separate video about it. But let me just go ahead and, while we're talking about the blushes. Okay, so make sure my fingers are clean. We'll do NARS Orgasm first. The Balm Hot Mama second. Okay, and then Elizabeth Mott Peachy Pink. So definitely, yeah, NARS Orgasm and Elizabeth Mott are really close. The Balm is actually lighter. So this one will be NARS Orgasm. Then the Balm, then Elizabeth Mott. So I don't know if you can really tell, but the top and the bottom are probably the most similar. The Balm almost has a slightly cooler undertone, but they're all very similar. I do still want to keep playing with it, since it is, I think actually this is probably the closest dupe I found to this one. So I'll keep giving it some more tries and see what the lasting power is compared to this and see if it works, but I'm going to go ahead and keep her. We'll do my Clinique, excuse me, I just burped, my Clinique Cheek Pop in the shade 05 Nude Pop. This is newer to my collection, and y'all, so it looks shiny in the pan, right? Kind of that sheeny, but it doesn't have a sparkle to it or even really like a sheen. I think it's just a formula. It almost just looks, it's just got a slight sheen to it, and I can't describe it. It's really difficult. It's not shiny anyway. It just kind of gives like a healthy glow, I would say, to the skin, and it's really, really pretty for a very natural look. I've been super into using her, so I'm definitely keeping her. Well, here's some palettes that I haven't used in a hot minute. These are the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trios in the shade Pool Party and Peachy Love. Yep. Both of these, the formula on these are just stellar. They really are. But I haven't dipped into these in a hot minute. Like I said, they're beautiful. That one was more of a cool tone. Pool Party, Peachy Love is obviously with peaches. That bright orange, hot orange in the center, and then that bright one on the side here. They're beautiful. I just don't use them, and I want to be able to pass them on to somebody that can actually use them and appreciate them. Because like I said, the formula is bomb. I don't use them anymore. So why hang on to it if I'm not going to use it? It's selfish. So passing on. My Butter Blush in the shade Vintage Rouge. I got this thinking it was going to be kind of the perfect nude blush, kind of how I was hoping like the Clinique Cheek Pop is doing for me. And I love anything else by Physicians Formula. All their cheek products smell absolutely amazing with that coconut smell. And yeah, it's very strong, but boy, does it just remind me of the beach, and it just gives me all those vibes. But this is, this almost pulls a little, it almost makes my skin look kind of palish in a way, and not in a good way, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's almost too nude, if that makes sense. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass her on. I know somebody's really gonna enjoy this blush because the formula is so creamy. They have some of the best drugstore face products, in my opinion. There's that one. We can do my Hourglass blushes. This one's a mini, like I said, you know, earlier. I love minis. I'm able to get through them faster. These two I bought before I was getting into my kind of mini kick and understanding how long it actually takes to go through a blush. Yeah, this one is in the shade Mood Exposure. It's kind of that light, nudie, mauve-y tone. I love this in the winter and the fall time. Absolutely stunning on the cheeks. More of that cool tone. And then these two, this is Dim Infusion, which is that kind of more pinky tone. And then this one is Luminous Flush, and it's more of a, no, excuse me. Sorry guys, my camera cut out. I do apologize about that. I'm still learning. Anyways, this is the shade Luminous Flush and Dim Infusion. This is more of a peachy, this is a pinky. And if you don't know, Hourglass blushes, the actual like color is mixed with their ambient lighting powders, which those, if you never tried them, they come in a packaging like this. Sorry about the fingerprints, but they're just really pretty soft powders, and so they give this really pretty finish to the skin. And no matter what your age, these are stunning and will look good on everybody. So I highly recommend. This is my favorite formula of probably any brand. They're my favorite powder products. So first you're keeping those. And then, so we'll go ahead and do my Benefit boxed blushes. I have 3 minis here. I got them from Boots, and if you guys, for those of you that don't know, if you don't live in the UK, Boots is kind of like Walgreens, right? It's just a drugstore, and it's just called Boots. And you can shop and earn rewards points as you shop, kind of thing. And so anyway, I got these for free with all my points. So this is in the shade Georgia, which is just kind of light, again, peachy blush. There's a trend there. I love peachy blushes. Dallas, I have the old big version of it in a, like I took it out of its box and put it in its own individual palette somewhere down below, but this is the new shade I wanted to try out, and so far I'm enjoying it. It's kind of a mauve-y, almost bronzy-ish kind of tone. And then Sugar Bomb is an old formula, but they made it into the new shade. So she's kind of like this, more of a pinky mauve-ish tone. Really, really pretty on the cheeks. Absolutely really do love her. So I will be keeping her. And then California is a bright, stunning orangey coral. She's definitely not going anywhere. I use this in the summertime and it's just stunning. So I will be keeping all of my mini box blushes from Benefit. Okay.